Are you ready for it? The 100-degree temperatures arriving this weekend. Triple digits Saturday with 105, the hottest temperature of the week expected on Sunday. We do expect mostly sunny skies to move in with sunny and hot conditions. You're really going to enjoy your pool or maybe a local spot for some watering holes or anywhere you can really just find a splash pad. It's going to be pretty hot out there, so make sure you're keeping kids off the pavement when it's the peak hours as well as dogs. Let's talk about the roller coaster of temperatures. We saw temperatures around 84 degrees in some spots of the foothills, but mostly reaching those mid-90s from Friday and then Sunday, 105 degrees. So jumping up there as much as 10 more degrees with 20-degree jumping within a 48-hour period, just hot temperatures. Make sure, of course, you are checking on kids and pets, especially in cars. We are looking at temperatures in cars increasing dramatically. When you go from 80 degrees within 10 minutes, you're already almost at 100 degrees. But when you're hitting there 90 degrees, you're looking at almost 110. And then with our triple digit heat, 100 to 105, you can get all the way up to about 140 degrees in 60 minutes. But these temperatures climb very quickly out there. So again, please make sure you're checking before you're locking your cars, especially now that kids are going back to school. With the hot temperatures, it's so easy to forget that you're dropping them off or taking them daycare or that kind of situation. And especially when you have dogs in the car, we're forgetting how hot temperatures are getting, especially now with these roller coaster temperatures where just 2 days ago we're in those mid to low 80s and then jumping to triple digits 2 days later. Take a look at the high today, 92 degrees in the Sacramento Executive Airport area, around 94, 95 downtown Sacramento, but the average is 93 this time of year as of August 4th. But temperatures climbing quickly. As you see records, they're still around 108 degrees, and we'll be looking and pushing right around 105 into Sunday. As you see the highs in the low 90s to mid 90s out there, it's actually a pretty nice day, average this time of year with mid to low 80s there for those highs in the foothill spots, 81 in Truckee with 78 in South Lake Tahoe. But another reminder that the UV index is going to be very high. It's an extreme forecast, 11 plus on the UV index. Now, this is something that can cause cancer. I mean, it's a human carcinogen to have that kind of UV radiation on you, especially for extended periods of time when you don't have protected skin. So, of course, sunscreen a must. And you want to protect your eyes as well, making sure you're wearing those sunglasses. Definitely skin damage in this kind of UV heat. Now, limit your sun exposure, especially between the hours of 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Find places and times you can seek shade. Make sure you're wearing protective clothing as well, light garments, as well as even some long sleeves, maybe a white, light cotton, breathy, long sleeve shirt. It's also helpful too, and protecting the kids. Now, the warming trend has begun as of Friday, and that means temperatures have gone from the mid-80s Thursday to mid-90s Friday. Now, another 5 degrees on Saturday with another 5 more degrees on Sunday makes it 20-degree jump within about 48-hour period. Now, 100-degree heat here, though, is going to last through Monday. So it's not over just for the weekend. You're actually going to kick off your work week with 100-degree temperatures on Monday, about 100 to 102. Then finally, you get some relief. Temperatures are going to drop by Tuesday, and I mean dramatically drop, upper 80s by Tuesday into the low 90s. So it's going to feel so much better. But here's really what we've been concerned about today. We are seeing some fire weather concerns to the northeast portion of the state. As you take a look at all those lightning strikes that have been hitting that region, we're already seeing a fire in place there for areas of Shasta County. It's limited. It's been growing from about 20 acres there upward, and through the night, I'm sure it's going to gain some more of those acreage, but we have been seeing that in effect, and it does expire at 11 p.m. as most of the lightning moves out of the area, but it's very dry in this region, especially moving up into Oregon as well. That portion of the state, as well as areas of Southern California, remain the driest. Even as we got a lot of rain this season, they still remain in somewhat of a light drought situation. Now, we are seeing a heat advisory, and that's for areas of Southern California into Los Angeles. I know a lot of people at the Taylor Swift concert down there are going to be feeling the heat. This heat advisory in effect till 8 p.m. with some of those temperatures rising pretty quickly. Excessive heat warning for areas around Palm Springs and then east toward areas around Nevada. As we also move into, I should say, Arizona here in Phoenix, they've been dealing with quite the heat. We know they've been dealing with temperatures over 110 degrees for pretty much the entire month of July. As those temperatures continue to rise, we're still seeing excessive heat watches and warnings. Just in case you had plans to head over into those areas into the weekend, that's what we're looking at there. Get a closer look here at all the lightning strikes, the thunderstorms that have popped up for areas to the northeast of the state and into Oregon. You can just see how many have been happening in the last few hours through the Alturas, Mount Shasta area, as they'll continue to sweep to the northeast, moving over into areas of Idaho. Now, as we look here, we're going to see another day from Friday into Saturday. We do see some areas of thunderstorm chances continuing. So expect that if you have plans to head up toward Truckee, South Lake Tahoe, we could see some thunderstorms into Saturday afternoon and evening. Now, looking at winds, they're going to pick up once again Saturday, about 10 to 15 miles per hour, but could get as strong in the San Joaquin area up to about 20-mile-per-hour winds. And then the gusts in that yellow area there on 25 to 30 miles per hour. We're also seeing a pickup north of Santa Rosa there in the Sonoma County area up toward Ukiah. Moving into Sunday, you see mostly widespread wind, even pushing toward the foothills, but maybe not as strong. So mostly expect about 10 to 15 mile-per-hour winds, not quite as bad. Most of it, though, does push inland into the foothill spots. Things will slow down, though, moving into Tuesday. Take a look at this. The hotter areas here, as you can see, indicated in that darker orange shade. The further north you head there, you get into the lighter colors, and that's where we start to see cooler temperatures. Now, watch what happens Saturday to Sunday. You start seeing this kind of orange shade here turn into a dark orange as it kind of creeps up toward us, reaching 105 degrees by Sunday. Some spots could get a little hotter than that, as much as 108 to 110, especially areas in Southern California and the desert areas, desert Southwest, looking at very hot temperatures. Moving into Monday, we still kind of teeter on that kind of a reddish orange there, but then finally we do see a little bit of a cool down headed our way as some temperatures drop right back down into the upper 80s and low 90s in the middle of the work week. We do start to see by next weekend, we'll see temperatures a little bit closer to the upper 90s. Now, heat risk wise, we've been dealing with minor heat. This means that it only affects people who are extremely sensitive to sunlight and really just being in any kind of 80-degree weather to low 90s. Finally, moving into Saturday, we get into the moderate zone, where this is going to start affecting individuals who are sensitive to heat, but especially those who don't cool off easily. So, of course, those temperatures right around those mid-90s to upper 90s, now everyone's going to start to feel it and feel the effects of it. But it's really Sunday that most people are not going to be able to deal with the major heat, especially as you see it sprinkled around in areas east of Sacramento, into areas around Arden Arcade, Citrus Heights, up toward Placerville there, Roseville, Lincoln, Auburn. Some of these areas are going to see levels of heat that just isn't fun for anyone. You're just going to be hot. You're going to need to find anywhere to really cool off, air conditioning, that kind of situation. So that major heat level there expected on Sunday. Then we get back down to about moderate on Monday before really starting to cool off Tuesday. As we take a look into the foothills, temperatures are expected to be right around triple digits. Now, we could get some hot spots in the foothills where it's really holding on to a lot of that heat, that thermal air there. And I own about 105 degrees, but overnight lows in the foothills really don't get any relief overnight. 72 overnight in Placerville and Oroville. So a lot of the city is not getting much recovery in the overnight hours, still in the 70s. Meanwhile, you take a look at areas like San Francisco and Oakland, they're dealing with mid-50s overnight, quite the cool down, while you see areas closer to Fairfield, Vacaville still in the 60s overnight. Sacramento and San Joaquin Valley spots, we are looking at temperatures into Sunday as we start getting to about 105 degrees. So again, expect hot temperatures with your Saturday looking at temps right around 100 degrees, 105 on Sunday, 102 Monday. Then finally, a dramatic drop in temperature Tuesday. We'll see about 87, so upper 80s and low 90s, at least through the middle of the work week there. Then mid-90s continue, and then we finally get right back up toward the end of next weekend into the upper 90s to mid-90s.